To the locals, it's still and will always be Heinz Field. But for the rest of us, we're along the north shore of the Allegheny and Ohio rivers at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Coming up, a contest that looks real good on paper between the Buffalo Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here's Tyler Bass to get this one started, and we're underway from Pittsburgh. Kenneth Gainwell now to return. And he's brought down just inside the 25. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Jalen Warren. And look at this, 9 yards on a nice first down run.
When you script that first 15, Kate, and that first play is a run play, you can't do it better than that.
After a quality effort on the last play, just really need to fall forward here to pick up that first down.
Get 300! Get 319! Yeah, this.
A pistol snap. Rodgers. This one will not connect. That's incomplete. They are testing this coverage on the opening drive, but it's holding up so far. 3rd down.
I don't think there's any question about it. You could see right from the jump here the point of emphasis with this coaching staff. Be active with your hands, not just one guy. All these guys are flying around and so actively, aggressively looking for that impact play.
Might shift to the run here, 3rd and inches.
Zoom. Jump out! 319!
Rodgers from the gun. Gets this one to Freiermuth. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Gain of 9 yards on the play. And the Steelers have a first down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
First down from the 42. Here's to Warren from the pistol. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it. And we'll move to the next.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Play fake. Here's Rodgers. Complete right side to Washington. And he's brought down, and a penalty flag out on the play as well. So not a holding call. One of the linemen actually too far downfield that time. That's what drew the flag. They break the huddle. It's 2nd down now. Running it after the penalty. And he gets through for a 7-yard gain. Tackle made at the 47.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know. And you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Here they go, getting set for 3rd and 4.
Plant. 319.
Rogers. Gonna let this one fly deep downfield. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing fourth down. So they couldn't throw for it on third down, and as a result, they're headed off the field earlier than expected on their opening series.
Keeping them off the scoreboard? Well, that's already a win defensively. Not letting them even cross midfield, that's the cherry on top.
All right, here's one of our game's first big risks. The offense lining up to go for it on their own side.
Inside.
Here we go, fourth down with Rogers. Throw left side finds Freiermuth. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. The right call at the right time, Brock. Give him 9 and a successful conversion on 4.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Opening drive, about to break into field goal range. We got 1st and 10 at the 44. Trying an inside give to Warren. And that carry only nets one on the plunge up the gut.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Warren once more. Ooh, they're on that one. 2nd down's going to end up in a loss of yards. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. 3rd and long for him here. Called in left side. And he's going to be driven out of bounds. The game gets this down inside the 35.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
So that connection for a first will bring us to the end of the first. Couple of zeros on the board right now. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And the Bills get to him. Down he goes. And they've got a little extra distance now to make up here on 2nd down.
Well, the first sack of the game, Kate, as you just called, is a big one. And they're going to make this guy pay if he's trying to play too much hero ball. Got to find a way to get the ball out of your hand.
So after the sack, quite the situation they find themselves in. Here comes 2nd and 22.
Hey, 88, 319.
From the shotgun, here's Rogers. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. That's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
The lack of points and the lack of yards have just gone hand in hand here in the first half, and they both really trace back to the same root cause, an inability to consistently find and exploit any opening in what's been a very sound defensive game plan.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down.
Back north.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Don't want to too far for a field goal as well. They're going for it here.
Box it, box it, box it, box it. 319. Inside. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. 26.
On fourth down, it's Rodgers. And they bring him down, but not before he advances it all the way to the 20. So they go for it on fourth, partner, and they get it in a big way, 25 yards.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, first and 10. Throwing again here, it's Rodgers. Buys time, rolling right. Has it at the 7. And he's stopped as we get closer to our first points of this ball game. It's going to be first and goal now.
That's another Steelers first down.
Warren here from the gun. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
Brought down at the 4-yard line. A gain of 3 brings up second and goal.
Rodgers set to pass. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. And as that one falls incomplete, Brock, the pressure ticks up just a bit because this has been too good a drive to not pay it off in the end zone.
Yeah, Kate, it's time to find your best matchup.
Yeah.
Unless you're already committed to going for it on fourth, you've got one more shot. Players, not plays. Get it to your best player.
All right, got to get 4 here, Brock, or they're going to have a tough decision to make on this opening drive. Now Rodgers on third and goal. Forced out to his right. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Stop short of the goal line. A gain of 3 yards brings up fourth and goal.
Well, Brock, still awaiting our first points of this game, and we've arrived at our 2-minute warning. More from Acrisure Stadium in just a moment. All right, they're going for this. I like this being aggressive from the get-go on their opening drive.
319.
Going for it with Warren. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Steelers get some late points and the lead. Well, they took a gamble, and it paid off with a touchdown on fourth and goal.
And to do it on the ground at that's a confidence builder. Confidence builder for the big guys up front. Confidence builder for the running back to win at the line of scrimmage. And frankly, Kate, a confidence builder for this fan base that loves coaches being aggressive and going for it on fourth down.
That one right down the middle. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff.
Now Boswell on to send this away. And he takes it in the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
All right, excellent field position for the Bills as they set up first and 10. First tone of the game for James Cook. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle.
1-yard gain brings up second and 9.
It's Allen out of the pistol. Finds him over the middle. All right, short on marker for the moment, but they've got third and short coming up from their own 44.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's third
3rd and 1. Downfield, and Shakir has it. And he's going to get this down inside the 30 before he's driven out. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28. Offense is set. 1st and 10.
A 28-yard gain. And the Bills first down.
Allen fires out wide, complete. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8. 2nd down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And quick to the left, it's caught. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
It was as if the defense knew what play was coming. That was a play they knew they could defend, and boy, did they ever, stopping it right at the line of scrimmage.
Allen on 3rd and 2. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well, he'd be perfect to that point on the drive, Brock. First time we've seen this coverage force him into a misstep in a while.
Well, I know you hear me talk all the time, Kate, about the rhythm of an offense, right?
Yeah,
And I look at it through those optics so much. But it's the same thing defensively. You've got to get a stop, see the ball hit the ground to knock them out of that rhythm.
To the air again, Allen. Throw caught by his running back. And they come through to stay on the field. That is enough to set this offense up with a 1st and goal.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. It's a designated keeper for Allen. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first time out. Second chance at 6 here. It's 2nd and goal.
56, 50, alert, alert, alert. Hey! Gun, Sunday.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. Chased out to his right. And that's incomplete with 7 seconds left. Time for 1, maybe 2 more snaps.
That may not look like much, and on tomorrow's grade sheet, it'll just be an S for satisfactory, but that's a good decision. Know where to go with the ball, and don't put it in harm's way.
Middle, 319.
Quick throw is caught. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Here comes the final play of our first half.
Hey, home. Hey, tight. Hey, Eddie. Hey, home.
The final throw before the break. And this is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills get their first points of this game just before halftime. Manage that clock beautifully. Down to the final moments, Brock. anticipated contest between the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Bills.
Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
The seats are shoveled, the fans ready for a snow game here in Buffalo. And we're off and running from Western New York. On the return, here's Ray Davis. And he's brought down inside the 20 on